Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoim la Yahweh Bashmi Awashai Bahashim Rekha Hakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well and live by the Spirit. Taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akhwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai to the best of their ability. It's Jah Hanan Waf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is an article in Politico. It says Democratic cities brace for a nightmare winter housing migrants. So, a lot of these are, Jake, Northern Kingdom. They haven't experienced the type of cold weather, that happens in, cities like Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, New York, all these different places where they, been shipped to, so to speak. And it's going to be a brutal winter, man, on the ones that stick around and stay. Now, a lot of them have been getting up and leaving. They done figured it out. Like, man, shit, we've been lied to, man. This is American dream shit, man. I'm going to trek it back to where I came from. That's how bad America done got, man. Really, America is trash. They get on TV and they get to talking about greatest country in the world, all these benefits, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the white picket fence. Are you crazy, man? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is living out of parking lots right now. Lucky or blessed to have a van, blessed to have a car big enough to stretch out in and sleep in, man, with the dog, man. Esau out here living with the dog in a goddamn car, man, or RV or a station wagon. But anyway, let's get some of this real quick. And I'm going to grab some of the comments because you know them comments. And these comments, they show you how hateful these fucking Americans are. These damn Edomites, the so-called white man that stole everything now. But you know what? He's reaping what he's sown. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse for you so-called white people, man. The shit that y'all been dishing out for centuries, now is coming back on y'all asses. And it's only going to get worse. Okay, but anyway. Because these are Israelites, man. A lot of them are coming here to, be saved chariot-wise, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of them will be being drawn here to be destroyed. Okay, it says migrants in Chicago huddle on floors of police stations and sleep in city buses. Can you imagine that? You just got migrants just in the police station, just fucking just and tuck that shit over, just all over the floor, just sleeping all over the place. It says they're huddling on the floors of police stations and sleep in city buses. Kept running overnight to block out the cold. And it ain't even cold yet. This ain't, man, it ain't gotten cold yet. You wait till them January, February, month start to really hit. Okay, it says in Massachusetts, where the emergency shelter system hit capacity earlier this month, the state is converting office space into shelters, and at least one local group is stockpiling sleeping bags. And in New York, where shelters are also full, so that the shelters are full. And you know who's got those shelters? Mainly women. The women and the children. They don't give a shit about the men. But it's gonna be some crime is about to rise. It's about to be some crime risen in these neighborhoods, man. It says, and in New York, where shelters are also full, the city has taken the extraordinary steps of providing migrant one-way plane tickets to as far away as Morocco and have contemplated handing out tents to newly arriving migrants so they can sleep in parks. See, this is an invasion of America. Just the same way that it was invaded when the so-called white man came. They came here and invaded the place, took over everything. And then now those same people, they complaining. They're complaining about something that they stole, right? Northern cities and states that have been overwhelmed by a surge in migrants are now out of room to house them, just as the weather turns cold. A potentially life-threatening situation that's inflaming local political tensions as the Biden administration largely leaves these Democratic strongholds to fend for themselves. There's about to be a lot of deaths out here, man. There's about to be a lot of frozen bodies, man. Don't don't let one of them blizzards hit. Don't let one of them blizzards hit. It was people that had homes last year when the blizzard hit and people got caught out there and died. Found their asses under snow. days after or whenever the snow melted. Anyway, it says the state that took my ancestors in fleeing from pogroms in Ukraine would not allow asylum seekers to freeze to death on our doorsteps, Governor J.B. Pritzker said last week, referring to his family's immigration to Illinois. All the so-called white people are fucking immigrants. But they get to talking about, like the people that are coming here, shouldn't be able to do what they done. The dual crisis of lowering temperatures and the lack of shelter space are forcing some jurisdictions to tighten long-standing policies that previously ensured people without homes would have a place to stay, and in some cases confront simmering racial divides. And that's happening. You about to get them race wars, man. Because the places, see, they're sending these, they're sending it's really Jake among Jake. Northern Kingdom is being sent among Southern Kingdom. And Southern Kingdom is looking at it like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what y'all doing? Why y'all not sending them to some of these so-called white people's neighborhoods? See? It says federal Homeland Security officials have held legal clinics in all 3 states to help process thousands of migrants' work permits more quickly. It's a step local and state officials say is key to helping migrants provide for their families and move out of the city and state-run shelters when they've been living in some cases for more than a year. The White House also included $1.4 billion for grants to local governments and nonprofit providing services for recently arrived migrants as part of a larger spending bill for Israel and Ukraine. So see, the American people are being left out. You're sending money to Ukraine, you're sending money to Israel, and then you're giving money to what they're saying are migrants, illegal aliens, so to speak. So these so-called white people, they looking at that shit like, hey, look, man, nah, it's only gonna take just a little something to push this thing over, man. It says the DHS official not authorized to speak publicly said about $800 million has been allocated for temporary shelters and other services through various emergency food and shelter programs. So here you go, you have your own veterans, you have people that have gone and fought for this country, got limbs blown off, and they out here in a damn wheelchair on the corner with a cardboard piece of damn paper in their hand talking about, hungry. But yet you got all these funds for, these newly coming in people, and these so-called white people in America, they looking at that shit like, what the fuck? That's pretty much what's happening, man. And it's not just them complaining. It's even so-called black people complaining. As if, you know what I'm saying, they don't know what a struggle is. And it is what it is, man. It said, but that's not enough for Democratic mayors and governors who have been publicly and privately pleading with the Biden administration for help, bolstering and expanding their maxed out shelter systems, calls that are taking on new urgency as winter sets in and temperatures drop below freezing. Man, Joe Biden don't care nothing about nobody except for the LGBTQ and women that are fighting for abortions overall. That's pretty much it. Okay, it says Pritzker said at least $65 million of the new $160 million the state is investing to address its migrant surge will go towards winterized soft shelter site to house up to 2,000 migrants. So here you go right here, man. People all over the place, man. Pritzker repeated his concerns that migrant crisis is an issue requiring broader federal coordination, and said Chicago officials haven't moved fast enough to deal with it. We're stepping in here to try and help and accelerate this process. Anyway, it's quite a bit more to the story, but you see what it is, man. It's a lot of ways that you can go with this, But we do understand that this is all by the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Because this place is coming to an end, man. This world is coming to an end, It's about to be a lot of infighting, a lot of insurrections. Matter of fact, let's go into the Apocrypha real quick. And we applaud it, man. We know things gonna get rough. We know things gonna get nasty out here, man. But hey, It's got to happen. I mean, it's got to happen. You know what I'm saying? Before we can, go to where we're going, man. We trying to make, we want the kingdom to come. And the only way that the kingdom can come is that these prophecies come to pass. All right, so let's get 2nd Esdras real quick. Let's get 9 and 1 real quick. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, that then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So you're about to witness uproars of the people. It's uproars of the people throughout the earth right now. It's talks of earthquakes all over the place, man. On a day-to-day basis, earthquakes are happening every day. They're just not being spoken of really like that unless a mass amount of people die. But uproars of the people are is a serious thing. As a matter of fact, let's scroll over a couple of chapters here. 2nd Esdras 15. Let's start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? So all this is coming. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's coming to a point where people are not going to respect government. People are not going to respect, because they're feeling like, okay, we pay taxes, we're going to work every day. We're doing what, so-called American citizens should do, but we're not getting anything out of it but, the bad end of the stick every single time. So you're gonna have people that's just like, man, fuck this place, man. Fuck them. Hey, we've listened to you long enough. We're tired of the lies. And people go, just rile up, man. It's in progress. It's already happening. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. There's going to come a point where even, it's going to come from a government standpoint too. They're going to be shutting down shit where you can't go into certain places, going to, to certain states. You might have to be locked down in your damn city to your block. But it's going to come a point where it's going to be places you ain't going to even want to go. You might, Salaki, you may want to go there, but the dangers that's going to be on the streets or the highways and byways, you're not going to want to take the chance. Right? Okay, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. See? Men shall be afraid. So, and when you really think about it, like, if the men going to be afraid, the women going to be terrified. Because there's going to be a lot of single women that's out here. And again, a lot of these shelters, you know what I'm saying? Most of those shelters, those are being built for women. And Esau's so goddamn dirty, he'll separate a man from his family. And won't even allow his man to be, allow the man to be with his wife and his children, even though they came here together. Esau is dirty like that. Right? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So all these things are coming to pass, man. See, people haven't seen it on a grand scale as of yet. But it's going to come a point of this place, turning into, the movie Surge on their asses. So, hey, it's high time to awake out of sleep. And you, Jake, man, y'all better get it together, man. Y'all better get it together. Matter of fact, but I wanted to go into some of the comments, though, and show you the mindset of the people. Them comments, you got to go into the comments and see what people are really thinking. Some of it are bots. Some of it is, some damn government agents, this, that, and the third. But, still you have to read into it, filter it, and see what's really, the mindset of the people. Because they can set something like this up, and we've been talking about it. Data. That's what the so-called white man is about. He searches, man. He'll search out the matter. He's gonna get data on every single aspect of everything, man. And then he's gonna, then he pushes through his search tanks. They think things out, and they say, well, hey, we can do this. And then they'll, another person across the table say, well, hey, that's a good idea, but, and they continue on conversating about it and continue on coming together on it, having meetings on it. And then next thing you know, okay, we have our plan. We're going to push that. We're going to implement this portion of it first, and then we're going to do this next. And just in case the people get, we may have to make some, some adjustments or whatever. But anyway, okay, this says this person, Honey Badger, and that's the name of a damn gun too. It says put blame for this where blame is due. The blame solely belongs to Joe Biden and his incompetent administration. Imagine visitors traveling to the U.S. and having to confront illegals sleeping on the floors at airports. What will it take for people to wake up? To black and brown people across the country who continue to vote Democrat, you are being lied to for your vote. Only you can improve your living situation, not the government. Well, you so-called black and brown people, you know who they're talking about? Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Hebrew Israelites. Colors are not nationalities. Colors are not ethnicities. Colors is not pedigrees, man. Everyone comes from, has a biblical nationality or ethnicity in the scriptures, man. That black, brown, blue, all that shit that these so-called white people came up with, and y'all shouldn't be voting for these people anyway. Let them crash and burn, man. What are you voting for? Let me see. This person says this mess is squarely on the illegal person crossing our border. They are well aware that they are breaking the law and come anyway. Much like when they leave their sanctuary state, they know surrounding states do not want them. But the whole thing of it is Esau, man, is they stole this place, and now, like I said, the invasion that they done is happening to them now, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. And if you bring that up, they don't even want to admit to it. They still swing around the question. Well, what about you guys when you first came here? What about the so-called Native American Indians? Then y'all just celebrate or y'all got a whole damn holiday celebrating your invasion. You see? And anyway, let me just grab this Galatians 6 and 7. That reaping what you sow, man. These scriptures, man, is real. You don't any seed that you put out there, man, it's gonna come back, man. Sometimes it's a dud, but generally, that's the reason why you plant multiple seeds, because of course everything not gonna come up, but there's a good chance you can get 80-90%, sometimes 100% of your crops will come in. Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And this is Esau Edom as a that man Esau Edom, he had he has a seed line out here, and it's the white race of people. That's them. They've run throughout the earth. They've conquered. You know what I'm saying? They've stolen. They've taken over lands. They've, pushed their religion. They pushed their language. They pushed they just, they've conquered, man. In wickedness. They moved borders. They came here and to a peaceful people that was peaceful to them when they came. Loving towards them when they came. And what did they do? That's why the scripture says to never trust thine enemy, man. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. The scripture actually says, it goes on to say, set him not by thee. It says to beware of this man. Take good heed, beware of him. It actually says to set him not by thee, because when he overtake you, then you're going to be stuck like, man, damn, I should have listened. Roughly paraphrasing. But let's prove also that, let's go into the Old Testament. Job 34 and 29. It says, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. So the Lord, he deals with nations. Everything that's going on in the planet, the Lord, he's doing it. He's dealing with it. Every single nation, even like with these Palestinians and the way that the Lord, he's displacing them right now. He's dealing with those Israelis to do what they're doing, man. So the world stage can see what kind of people they really are. And on, on and on and on. Russia, because what did the scriptures talks about? Let's get that Proverbs 21:1. Proverbs 21:1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." So the Lord can place the situation on any one of these leaders' minds and say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." And from that king or that person that's in charge of whatever region or country, the people are gonna comply. So that's a nation. The Lord is moving that nation through that particular king or that leader. And that's what's happening throughout the earth. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's only reaping what he's sown. So as a nation of people, they destroyed people. So now as a nation of people, they have to get that punishment. And mainly, the nation that they destroyed, that the Lord cares the most about is the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? But anyway, we see what it is, man. So it's pretty much about there, man. So, keep your head on a swivel. I'm going to end out with that. Yo.